Welcome to MLA's English Podcast, the show where English learning meets mindset growth. Whether you're here to boost your vocabulary, speak with confidence, or build a strong, unstoppable mindset, you're in the perfect place. Get ready for powerful tips, real conversations, and high energy that will move you forward. This is more than just a podcast. This is your new routine for success. Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something incredibly personal, but also something we all share. Our daily routines. These aren't just, lists of actions. They're really rich tapestries of language, woven with verbs, time expressions, cultural bits and pieces. And mastering how to talk about your day in English, well, it isn't just about learning new words. It's about making English truly yours, boosting your confidence in, real-life communication.
Absolutely. What's really fascinating about daily routines is how they become this kind of bedrock for practical English. I mean, think about it. Our days are just filled with these habitual actions, right? And describing them consistently uses the present simple tense, which is, it's a fundamental building block of English grammar. So this isn't only about vocabulary. It's about understanding the structure of everyday conversation, making English feel like an organic part of your life, not just something you study, from a textbook. Every action, from waking up right through to going to bed, it's an opportunity to reinforce those core language patterns.
Exactly. And we all have a routine, don't we? Even if it looks a little different day to day. It's such a fantastic way to practice so many different verbs, phrasal verbs too, and those really essential time expressions. So to really bring this to life, we're going to explore the day of our friend Jessie. She kindly shared her typical weekday with us. Think of it like a linguistic blueprint, yeah, for understanding and then talking about your own life. Okay, so Jessie kicks off her weekdays by waking up at 6 a.m. sharp. She admits she's not really an early bird by choice, but, her job demands it. First thing, getting out of bed. Then it's a quick trip to the bathroom, brush teeth, wash face. She swears that's her secret weapon for feeling properly awake.
That little routine to start the day.
Exactly. Next, you can almost smell the brewing coffee, signaling she's hit the kitchen. She's a big coffee fan. While that's brewing, she catches up on her phone. Messages, emails, maybe a quick scroll through social media. After that, it's time to get dressed. She keeps it simple, comfortable work clothes, usually pants and a shirt, nothing too formal.
Practical.
Yeah. Her breakfast is pretty straightforward, too. Toast with butter and jam, her coffee, of course, sometimes a piece of fruit. Then, by 7 a.m., she's out the door, heading to work by bus. It's about a 30-minute ride, and she uses this time pretty wisely, actually. Listens to music or maybe a podcast. She gets to work around 7:30 a.m., and her official workday starts at 7:45 a.m.
Jessie's morning routine is just a masterclass in essential English for daily life. Look at the precise active verbs she uses. Wake up, that's a classic phrasal verb, right? Showing that change from sleep. Get out of bed, another phrasal verb, emphasizing movement. Then brush my teeth and wash my face. Those are common collocations, words that just naturally sound right together.
Yeah, they just fit.
Exactly. Then you've got make a cup of coffee, check my phone, get dressed, and eat breakfast. These are all verbs you will use, basically every single day. But it's not just the vocabulary. Notice the consistent use of the present simple tense. She wakes up, she gets out, she goes. This tense is just crucial for describing routines, things that happen regularly. And the clarity of her time expressions, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m., 7:45 a.m., they give this clear chronological anchor, which is vital for telling any kind of story about your day. It lets you build that narrative with precision.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Because Jessie's day isn't just that morning rush, it's the whole spectrum. Work, social stuff, and then winding down. So once she's settled at the office, her first move is checking emails, then diving into her tasks. She spends, many hours working on her computer. At 12 p.m. noon, she takes a break for lunch. She's quite disciplined, usually brings around a sandwich or maybe a salad from home.
Relive.
Yeah, and this isn't just about food. It's a bit of a social ritual. She eats with her coworkers, they talk, they laugh. She says it's a really needed mental break the afternoon. More work, sometimes meetings pop up. Her official workday wraps up at 4:30 p.m. Then it's back on the bus, journey home, usually arriving around 5 p.m.
Right. And this part of Jessie's day is incredibly rich for showing the language of, the workplace and daily habits. Her choice to bring lunch from home, for instance, that's a really common practical habit. Linguistically, it highlights verbs like check emails, start tasks, work on the computer, have lunch, eat with coworkers, talk and laugh, attend meetings. These are all high-frequency verbs giving you the tools to talk about a professional environment.
Definitely useful.
And the simple act of bringing lunch from home. It teaches us about common phrasal verbs and noun phrases. Plus, that social bit at lunch with coworkers, it really emphasizes the importance of discourse markers and idiomatic expressions you use in casual chat. Those are so key for building rapport in any language. So these aren't just facts about Jessie, they're universal experiences, really. They provide such a rich context for building your communication skills.
It's so true. Now, when Jessie gets home around 5 p.m., she clearly understands the importance of decompressing. She likes to relax for a bit, often settles on the sofa, maybe watches a little TV or gets lost in a good book. That transition from work to home life, it's a crucial one, isn't it?
It really is, that shift.
Then, around 6:30 p.m., the kitchen calls again. She makes dinner. She genuinely enjoys cooking, often tries out new recipes, which, honestly, I totally get. After dinner comes the inevitable task, washing the dishes. Her evenings, they're dedicated to family time, maybe watching a movie together or just talking. Sometimes she fits in a little light exercise, like a walk. Before she finally calls it a night, she takes a shower and then winds down with some reading. She usually goes to bed around 10:30 p.m., aiming for a good 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And she specifically notes her weekends are totally different, much more relaxed, which I think is a feeling many of us can definitely relate to. That change of pace is almost as important as the routine itself.
Yeah, it's a fantastic reminder that after a productive day, those routines for unwinding and connecting with loved ones, they're just as vital as the work itself. And from a language angle, this section gives us verbs like relax for a bit, sit on the sofa, watch TV, read a book, make dinner, wash the dishes, spend time with family, watch movies, talk, exercise, go for a walk, take a shower, and go to bed. Notice how many of those are phrasal verbs. They're incredibly common in everyday English, really essential to get the hang of. Jessie's evening routine kind of sums up that balance between personal care, home tasks, and social connection. These are universal experiences, making them excellent practice points for building a really comprehensive English vocabulary and fluency in talking about life outside work. It's about building the full picture, morning right through to night.
Right. So what does this all mean for you as you're listening? Jessie's story isn't just, a description. It's kind of a mirror. As you hear her day unfold, I really want you to actively think. How does your day compare? Are there surprising similarities? Maybe some striking differences? So let's actually do that now. Let's look at how Jessie's routine echoes, or maybe differs from, our own daily lives, and see what linguistic insights we can pull from that comparison. For instance, like Jessie, I'm also an early riser for work, usually around 7 a.m. for me. And honestly, not always my favorite part of the day, but it's non-negotiable. And just like Jessie, my very first actions are getting out of bed, heading to the bathroom, brushing teeth, washing face. Those first steps really are almost universal, aren't they?
Absolutely. Yeah, those foundational morning actions seem pretty consistent across cultures, across individuals. I'm right there with both of you. I also wake up around 7 a.m. And then, crucially, my first mission is always to make coffee.
The coffee connection.
That universal coffee connection, exactly. And mirroring Jessie, I too find myself checking my phone messages, emails while that coffee brews. It's almost like an involuntary habit, isn't it? Tying together physical action with grabbing information.
Very similar for me, too. Coffee is definitely a sacred ritual. And I also check my phone, maybe news and messages during that time. It's like a mini update before the day really kicks off. After that, I get dressed, simple, comfy clothes, ready for our deep dive sessions here. Do you make time for breakfast at home, or are you more of a grab-and-go person?
Oh, no, I'm definitely a breakfast at home person. Usually toast and eggs for me, or sometimes a bowl of cereal. So while the specifics might be different, that shared routine of eating breakfast before leaving, that lines up with Jessie's, which is great for practicing that common vocabulary.
Sounds good. Mine usually leans towards yogurt with fruit and granola, though toast does sometimes make an appearance. Okay, so after breakfast, how do you usually get to work? Jessie relies on public transport, the bus.
Right. Well, unlike Jessie, I drive. My office isn't really within easy public transport reach for me, so driving is kind of a necessity. It takes me about 25 minutes, which gives me some time to mentally gear up for the day. This really highlights how that verb commute can be realized in so many ways, right? Each with its own specific words like take the bus, drive, walk, take the train.
Okay, so a different approach to the commute for us. I also drive, but my journey is a bit shorter, usually about 15 minutes. It's interesting how even the mode of transport changes the language we use to describe that part of our day. And when you get to work, what's your immediate focus? Jessie checks emails first.
Yes, my routine mirrors Jessie's there. Checking emails is always number one. Then I kind of transition into organizing my schedule, prioritizing tasks for the day. That initial setting up phase is pretty crucial, I think, both for productivity and just getting a sense of order.
Me too. Emails are a constant, aren't they? Then, like Jesse, I spend a big chunk of my day working on my computer. Our roles involve a lot of digital interaction, just like hers. It's a good reminder of how integrated tech is into modern work routines.
Indeed. It's a continuous thread through the workday, right up until lunch. Jessie takes her lunch break at 12 p.m. I usually have lunch a little later, maybe around 1 p.m. And like Jessie, I often bring my lunch from home, usually a salad or, leftovers from dinner the night before. It's a habit that helps maintain focus, manage health, common motivations for lots of people.
Oh, leftovers are a lifesaver. Totally agree. I usually bring my lunch too, or sometimes I'll grab something nearby if I'm short on time. So the act of having lunch is universal, but the specifics, the what or where, offer such a rich vocabulary. And then the afternoon work. Do your afternoons involve many meetings, like Jesse mentioned?
Definitely. Meetings are a regular feature, especially online meetings these days. That's a common thread in, well, many contemporary work environments. My workday typically finishes around 5 p.m., maybe 5:30 p.m., so a bit later than Jesse's 4:30 p.m. Using phrases like wrap up or call it a day are excellent idioms for finishing work.
Right, good ones. Mine usually wraps up between 4:30 p.m. and 5 p.m. And then after work, what's your immediate transition? Do you unwind for a bit like Jesse does?
Yes, absolutely. That immediate post-work relaxation. It's non-negotiable for me. I usually sit down, maybe listen to some music, or just sort of decompress for a few minutes. It's such a vital psychological buffer, I think, between the demands of work and switching back to home life. The verb decompress is particularly good here.
I completely agree. I usually change into more comfortable clothes to settle onto the sofa for a bit, maybe catch up on the news or listen to a short podcast. That ritual of just switching gears is so important. And then dinner, Jesse makes dinner around 6:30 p.m.
Yes. I also make dinner around then, typically between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. Like Jesse, I genuinely enjoy cooking, exploring new recipes. But I have to admit, sometimes the convenience of ordering food just wins out. It's a balance, isn't it? Phrases like order takeout or grab a bite are good alternatives for those nights.
Oh, definitely. It's nice to have a break from cooking sometimes or just a different flavor. And after dinner, the universal post-meal ritual, the dishes, right?
Ah, yes, the dishes. No escaping that part of the routine, but it's part of the rhythm of the evening. And then evening activities. Jessie spends time with her family. I often do the same. Could be watching a movie together, reading, or just having a good chat. Sometimes I'll go for a walk, just like Jessie mentioned. It's a
Right.
great way to clear the head.
Very similar indeed. And before bed, Jesse takes a shower and reads a book. I also make an evening shower, part of my winding down routine. And I love to read a physical book or listen to an audiobook. It's a fantastic way to signal to my brain that it's time to relax, prepare for sleep.
Me too. And what time do you usually aim for bed? Jessie said 10:30 p.m.
I try to be in bed around 10:30 p.m. or 11 p.m., very similar to Jesse. I really try hard to get those 7 or 8 hours of sleep. Makes such a difference the next day.
Absolutely, that's my goal too. Around 10:30 p.m. or 11 p.m. is ideal. If we connect this back to the bigger picture, this comparison really shows us something important. While routines have these core universal elements, eating, working, sleeping, the specific details are incredibly individual. And this makes learning to describe your day so powerful because it's about talking about your authentic experience, not just memorizing generic phrases. It's about finding that common ground while also recognizing and, celebrating our unique daily rhythms.
So what does this all mean for your English learning journey? Jesse's story and our comparison, they haven't just been descriptive stories. They've given us a fantastic toolkit, haven't they? Everyday verbs, crucial phrasal verbs, precise time expressions. And the consistent use of the present simple tense, the real linguistic backbone of daily life. We've heard wake up, get out of bed, brush my teeth, wash my face, make coffee, check my phone, get dressed, eat breakfast, leave my house, take the bus, arrive at work, check emails, start tasks,
Work on computer, have lunch.
continue to work, attend meetings, finish work, take the bus home, relax, make dinner, wash dishes, spend time with family, watch movies, talk, exercise, go for a walk, take a shower, read a book, and finally go to bed. Plus all those clear time markers like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 12 p.m., 4:30 p.m., 5 p.m., 6:30 p.m., and 10:30 p.m.
Right. And the real magic happens when you start applying these words to your own life. So take some time today. Try describing your morning, maybe your workday, or your evening, using the verbs, the phrasal verbs, the time expressions we talked about. Think about those subtle differences. Do you drive to work or take the train? Do you cook dinner or order takeout? This isn't just about, expanding your vocabulary list. It's about building a habit of thinking in English about your everyday actions. The more you connect the language to your personal experience, practice these patterns, the stronger your recall and your confidence will become. You're basically creating those neural pathways for fluency.
And think about this. Jessie's weekday, it's really a testament to consistency, isn't it? To the incredible power of small, repeated actions. Just like her routine builds her day, your consistent practice of English, even in simple descriptions like these, builds your fluency. I wake up, I make coffee, I go to bed. It's a step towards an unstoppable mindset in English. It's really about integrating the language into the very fabric of your life, turning those mundane, everyday actions into powerful learning opportunities. So what hidden linguistic patterns in your own day could you unlock next? How can you transform your English learning from just a task into an inevitable, natural habit? That's a wrap for today's episode on MLS English Podcast. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this episode with someone who's serious about growing in English and in life. Keep practicing, keep pushing, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's grow together.